First Lady of the United States, Jill Biden, in a little bit of hot water. She was speaking yesterday, and this is not a joke, let's put this up there on the screen, at a Latinx inclusion, and Jen is spelled with an X, luncheon in San Antonio, Texas. It was sponsored by Amazon, Google, Marriott, UPS, and Wells Fargo. The First Lady is speaking about equity, and it's got like a buzzword checkmark for everything. A foundation for equity in every sector as a pandemic, and Uvalde, all of that speaking about what's also funny is they use the word Latinx at the top, but then they use Latino in the actual description.
Cancel.
Make up your mind, people.
Offensive.
You gotta decide. What are we going with?
Come on.
But it couldn't be worse than just the description of the event and its sponsors. While the First Lady was there, she made a fool out of herself, mispronouncing the word bodega and comparing Latino diversity to the diversity of tacos. Not a joke. Let's take a listen.
But we can't get those things on our own. Raul helped build this organization with the understanding that the diversity of this community, as distinct as the bodegas of the Bronx, as beautiful as the blossoms of Miami, and as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio, is your strength.
Oh my God.
There's so much. It really is
Have you
like
never been to New York City? Like, what is happening?
the perfect encapsulation of the Democratic Party's issues with this demographic. Because first of all, you're using the Latinx language that is like overwhelmingly rejected. They're like, we don't say this. Like, why are you insisting on calling us this when we don't call ourselves this? That's number one. Number two, sponsored by banks and Google and whatever. And then number three, just like complete cultural cluelessness. You know what the
bodega thing I don't get. I mean, how have you not been to a bodega? You're she's like 70 years old.
People seized on the taco part. That part to me was more astonishing.
I'm like, wait, have you never been to New York City? Ever? Like, what? You're from Delaware. You obviously have to have been. So when you go, like, what do? Just dine at like a 5-star restaurant? Like, what's happening? Weren't you on the campaign trail at all, ever, in the city? What's happening? Bodega?
Yeah.
I couldn't get over that. The taco part, too. I mean, imagine saying that with a straight face. Like, being the person who wrote that, being the person who reads out the prompter, who delivers it, who, I mean, presumably, I would hope, checks her remarks ahead of time and is like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna compare Latinos to freaking breakfast. By the way, look, no disrespect for breakfast tacos. San Antonio's got some amazing
breakfast
tacos.
Breakfast tacos sounds amazing. I would eat the hell out of one
right now at the idea of some Texas tacos, specifically breakfast tacos, which are amazing. Now, I would never compare the city to them. And that's the thing, I just don't get how this entire thing happened from top to bottom. Mispronunciation, the tacos, the lines. To be clear, she's apologized. The First Lady's,
did she?
Yeah, the First Lady's office
say?
put out a statement just saying, you know, the First Lady did not mean to offend. She basically it was a version of, I love Latinos and I didn't mean to compare them to tacos.
The National Association of Hispanic Journalists also said, we are not tacos. Our heritage as Latinos is shaped by various diasporas, cultures, and food traditions. Don't reduce us to stereotypes. Fair. I will say, though, you know what it reminded me actually was of that the Trump Taco Bowl tweet.
Yes.
Remember
like, I love Hispanics.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. The best taco bowls are made in Trump Tower Grill. I love Hispanics. It kind of has those vibes to it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But Democrats are supposed to be the ones that are like super, culturally understanding. I actually think part of the problem is something that Chuck Rocha talks about all the time, which is that they have almost no Latinos in positions of power, either running campaigns or on staff. And certainly, to the extent that they do, they're people who are, college educated. Yeah, so they're not sort of in touch with, regular life among ordinary Hispanics at this point. Chuck is very unusual within the Democratic Party of having any of that sort of connectivity.
Here's why I would push back on that. I'm not Latino, and I'm at, I have a freaking graduate degree. Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. I just grew up in Texas, and I'd be like, I would never say that. That's why I would, like, look, you have to be so far removed from whatever reality is in order to use this that's my only pushback, is I'm like, you don't need to.
Yeah. Okay, but I do also want to say, though, that this is the sort of thing, go back to the Trump Taco Bowl tweet, that if Trump or somebody on the Republican side said it, Democrats would freak out about it, and Republicans would be like,
what's wrong with
stop working cancel culture and like woke the mob or whatever. So I do want to say that as
Fine,
well.
I don't care. Just,
so I
an
guess
evergreen issue.
what I've come around to is this is far from the biggest problem that Democrats have from Latinos. They can probably get over the breakfast taco comparison. It's, it's a lot of other things. It's the fact that the economy and inflation and all kinds of other issues that are the real problem here.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world. So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.